Vestil, and today I'm going to be talking about how I made $400 in 1 day of work. So it's really windy. So just a brief overview, I did 1 day of work and received $400 in exchange for that 1 day of work. And I just want to talk through it from the beginning to the end to kind of explain to you guys how it's possible to make $400 in 1 day. And if you do the calculation, that's about $12,800 per month. Obviously, I'm not at that point yet because I've been testing things out with this first client. And yeah, I'll just kind of go through that and explain a little bit about how I'm going through this entire process. So essentially, one of my top skills is writing, and that's always been one of my skills since I was like a kid. I was always good at English, I was always good at writing essays, and I always enjoyed it because I like the feeling of being able to tell a story. And that's why even with speaking, I'm a very verbal storyteller, and so that was one of my strengths that I wanted to capitalize on because it's something I was good at. For me, it'll take pretty quickly to come up with a story regarding a brand or a backstory to a brand, whereas for some people it might be really difficult. So if writing isn't your strength, then this probably wouldn't make sense to do. But essentially, I've been working with one client since around December, and she's been pretty amazing with the fact that I'm still kind of learning skills, but I'm able to evolve with her and her brand. So just recently, she just launched a yoga subscription channel and wanted me to be a part of that launch. What ended up happening is I created an email funnel campaign for her for the 14-day free trial that she has offering. And so with email funnels, it's really simple to do from beginning to end. And essentially the best way to sell is by actually telling a story that relates to the audience that's actually reading it. So for this brand that I've been working with, she works in the wellness yoga industry, and it was really easy for me to kind of portray that topic because I am part of that audience already. Being part of that audience, I kind of know a little bit about what the audience expects to hear, and that's why I chose the health and wellness industry to kind of write about and target, because it's one of my interests and I love doing it as well. So I created about 7 emails. They weren't very long, and I wrote them in 1 day, a few hours, maybe like 6 to 7 hours. I took a few breaks, so it's really hard for me to say like beginning to end how long it took, but I essentially created a story over the span of 7 emails. And when you charge for your writing, you could actually go a number of different ways. A lot of people charge per word, per post, or per email, per writing, and it really depends. I know people who charge per word, so if you're really writing long form pieces of content, I know people who charge 10 cents per word and upwards depending on the length you've been in the industry. People also charge per post or per article or per email thing that you write. That's anywhere from like $20 to like over $200. Or you could charge per funnel, and that's actually, you could charge anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the experience you have. Essentially what I did was create an email funnel using Flowdesk. The best thing about email funnels is that once you actually write them, they're pretty much automated forever, and that's why they're so sellable, is because even though they might not see the return instantly, it's something that they have in their back pocket when they bring on a new client every single time they bring on a new client. So if you could figure out a way to pitch yourself and tell people the impact storytelling will have on their business, not now, but long term, then you could actually receive a pretty decent income from doing that. And so I created a funnel using Flowdesk, and I'll put a link in the description. Trying it out is free, and then if you want to sign up, there's a link to get 50% off that I'll link in the description below. But essentially the email funnel looks a little bit like this. The first one is pretty much the introduction to the brand. This person has signed up to receive your emails. Who are you? Why should they trust you? What should they be expecting to receive from you? And that's really essentially building your credibility and authority, and also building relationship with your customers, which is probably the most important thing. If you come off too salesy and you're suddenly like, okay, now you're here in my email list, I want you to buy this and you are going to buy this, a lot of people are turned off by that. So if you could kind of evoke feeling and sell a story, then it's more likely people will convert. A lot of people are really turned off by sales pitches these days, and so if you make it look like a story instead of a sales pitch, a lot more conversions can end up happening. And then it comes down to what your goal is for every single email that you build from here on out. So each email will have a different purpose. service. It will depend on your end goal, the product you're selling, the service you're selling, but essentially each email should provoke a feeling. With the client I was just working with for this last project, she was selling a wellness, yoga, meditation subscription channel, and so every single email was targeted around making the audience feel wellness, transformation, becoming the best version of themselves, evolving, and really just like anything wellness to make them feel good, look good, all of the above. And so I really wanted to portray that in the form of a story while talking in first person, so it seems like it's coming from the brand herself, and she kind of went through the journey that these people are about to embark on. And yeah, you want to make sure that each email evokes a feeling, a particular feeling that a future client might get after they sign up or buy your product. And then the last few emails obviously will be the conversion emails. Kind of already built this rapport with them and trust with them, and so once you get to that point, then you can now tell them what to expect. Like, this is the product and this is what you'll get, and then you really want to create that as a funnel. But the main thing you want to do is obviously build trust, because that's probably the most important thing. So I hope that helped out, and thanks so much for watching. It's getting really, really windy, but thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.